That's fine. Please welcome from Fox News, the news anchor. He's the man. Bret Baier. Good morning, Mr. Baier.
Good morning.
Would you consider giving your car to anybody? A charity?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
No, you
If I hear
wouldn't.
enough commercials.
What?
If I hear enough commercials. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No, you wouldn't. No, I don't know anybody who would, but they're making a fortune. You and I are in the wrong business. We should be getting people to give us their cars.
But obviously they're buying ads, so I mean that's a good thing.
I guess. How are you?
I'm doing well. A lot going on, man.
Yeah, I know. So that border crisis, they had a 5-hour ceasefire. Connell told me this morning, and that didn't work out. So
No, there was some mortars fired in the 5 hours. That's a mess, and then the southern border here is a mess.
The president asked for $3.7 billion in Congress. Before I ask you whether he's going to get it or not, they ought to give it to him and then just give it to these people individually. They could each probably get $100,000. Go back to wherever the Honduras and leave us alone. I guess. I don't know.
He's probably not going to get 3.7. He's definitely not going to get 3.7, but he is going to get some money. The administration will, because Congress is moving a bill that is kind of a hybrid of this bill that Senator Cornyn and Representative Cuellar, Republican and Democrat, came up with. And in there will be some money. They're kind of working out the details. But I bet we see a bill go through the House probably before the end of this month.
So they get the money and they do what with it?
Well, the big focus is on the speeding up of the process, the deportation process. So they bring in 40 additional judges. They increase some border security, and then they give HHS money to temporarily hold these kids. But, you still have this overall issue. There are some 375,000 immigration cases that are pending. So, 40 more judges. It's still going to take some time. And the going bet is that a lot of the kids that are already here are probably going to stay here and eventually get to families who are here or foster families.
Don't they have to amend the law, though, or do I not understand this? I mean,
no, they do. They definitely do. It's
where are we in addressing that?
Yeah, so that's a part of it as well. I mean, Republicans have said it's non-negotiable that the 2008 law, which basically was written to prevent sex trafficking and to protect the kids who are in the middle of the sex trafficking ring, which are significant numbers, but not anything like 60,000 kids. And it says that they have a different process than kids from or people from Mexico crossing the border.
Of course, that's the thing I keep thinking about. Is they can amend the law, they can do this and they can do that, and I know some of them are in gangs and all. But fundamentally, they're all children, and a lot of them are sick, and there's a humanitarian aspect of it, and I don't hear anybody. I mean, I guess people are concerned about it, but I don't hear anybody talking about how to address that. Do you?
Not how to address it. There is concern
other than Glenn Beck. I mean, I guess Beck's
Glenn Beck has. That's right. The Pope has. Pope Francis came out and talked about that. There have been a number of people. A few governors have said that it's inhumane to send these kids back to certain death. That's what Martin O'Malley said in Maryland. Deval Patrick in Massachusetts has said something similar. So, the administration's in this real bind. The left of its party would like to absorb these kids in a way that is, as you mentioned, humanitarian and helping, and because they believe they're refugee status. And then you have others on the right and even within the Democratic Party who say, listen, you have to draw the line somewhere. If you're going to accept refugees from everywhere, the world's a dangerous place.
Well, what's America? We used to accept everything, but things have changed, haven't they? So, a lot. We started out talking about the Israeli-Gaza deal, and I'm trying to. I mean, other than I always am concerned about the humanitarian aspect that people are getting killed on either side. But this has been going on and as long as I can remember, and will go on as long as whatever. And I'm just wondering, one, what we can do about it, or whether we should, or whether we just. I don't even have a good question about all this. I mean,
I know. You know? It's really unbelievable. I mean, listen, the Israelis get bombarded by these rockets, and fortunately, most of them are taken down by this air defense system called Iron Dome. But you know, they live in fear of these rockets coming in every day in recent weeks. Meanwhile, the retaliation is so bold against Hamas that oftentimes there are civilian casualties, despite what the Israelis say that they're trying not to do that and be very precise. But, you know, you have pictures like today of this these kids on a beach in Gaza that were killed, you know, 4-year-old. And that hits the world, and there's this back and forth.
Hey, do you know who Charles Gasparino is?
I do indeed.
You ever had him on your show?
I have. He does some great reporting.
You know what? This is kind of weird. We get big ratings when, I don't even understand this. We have big television ratings. I don't know about radio, but we get big television ratings every time we had him on. Every time we have him on. Him and these blondes. I mean, you figure you get some ratings if you put on some hot babes, which I guess I'm not supposed to say, but we got a bunch of them, and we keep putting them on because why not? But man, that guy's
Charlie
great.
Can break some news. He can break some news, especially in the finance quarter, and he's done it time and time again. So I think people pay attention when he comes on.
But the boy's insane. He's as crazy as that girl throwing up that pea soup. That boy nuts. Anyway. Well, it's always nice to talk with you. I like you a lot. I actually watch your news once in a while. So.
Thank you, sir.
You're my only source of news, you and the Internet. So.
That's pretty good. It's a good badge to hold. Thank you very much.
Bret Baier. So you get the pretty straight news. That's why I like old Bret. He gets the pretty straight news. I mean, not editorializing and not like us. He reports the news and stays out of it. So it's always nice to have you on, sir. Thank you very much.
We'll see you, man.
The great Bret Baier, and he is great. He's a good guy too. But what a wonderful father. He's everything that we're not. Bret Baier.